Hello, welcome to today's exciting episode of the Relationship Show. This is Relationship Show where we discuss about all kinds of relationship and things that relate to relationship. Today is going to be a very exciting episode. I'm with a very special guest. Welcome, Sir Robert Igbinedio, to the studio. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, and good afternoon, viewers.
You're welcome,
thanks
sir.
for having me on your show today.
Sir Robert is a legal practitioner. Today, he will dish it out for us, the person who has the right to question the paternity of a child.
The paternity of a child can only be questioned, let me use the word, during the lifetime of, let me use the word, the spouse.
Okay.
Yes, the spouse, meaning the man and the woman.
Okay.
And once a child, because the law, even in talking about paternity, other than the actual biological paternity,
Okay.
there are other, the law does not even define to say, oh, you must be biologically the parent of a child. What
Okay.
it calls children of marriage, what it recognizes as children of marriage.
Okay.
Children of marriage is any child within the age of care who is born or is being cared for by the couple.
Wow.
Yes, it doesn't say, oh, children of marriage is any child who is born. It could be adopted. It could be relatives who now live with them as children in the house. So long as there's that parental care between the couples, those are the
Okay.
children of marriage.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if I adopt a child,
Yes,
automatically
he has a
becomes
full right. He has a full right as a child of the marriage.
both inheritance?
Yes, in everything. There is
In
no discrimination. Yes, there's no discrimination.
Okay, if, for instance, a father did not question the paternity of a child during his lifetime and the father eventually died, can anybody from the streets not come out to question the paternity of that child?
No, nobody can question the child's rights, let's say, over inheritance or over his relationship with his father.
Okay.
The only way, let me assume,
Okay.
that such a thing can be questioned
Okay.
is, for instance, where in dying you now have a will.
Okay, in dying.
Yeah, before the death of, let's say, the
death of
owner.
the father.
Yeah, let's say the father.
Okay.
You know, who has properties, he now has a will. Now,
Okay.
in his will, just like you have a right, you know, with some exceptions, to say, I give my property to my male children,
Okay.
or I give my property to my female children, or I give my property to my last child, or excluding the first child because I've trained him before, you know.
Okay.
Or yes, or I give my property to, let's say, my house help,
Okay.
because I've trained my children. You know, now that is the only point with which somebody who is diseased
Okay.
can use the word disinherit a child.
Okay.
How can he do that? Let's assume in dying, you can say, before your death, you can say, you write a will saying this property, for instance, like it happened in Abiola's case,
Okay.
MK Abiola,
Okay.
who said, oh, my properties should be shared among my children who undergo paternity test and finds that they are actually my biological children.
Okay.
So that way, he shared the property only to his biological children.
That went for the paternity.
That who it is now assumed, who it is now found that biologically is their child. But if not, without that clause in that his will,
Without the clause.
in the will,
Okay.
all the children who, let me use what, lived with his wives, you know, or who have been bearing his name,
Who have been buried in.
yes, or whom the wives gives birth to during their marriage,
Okay.
will automatically have access, you know, as children in inheriting his property.
Okay.
So, like
when
in
we talk about paternity of a thing,
Yes.
you know, it can be traced to even ancestors like the grandfather, the great grandfather. So can a great grandfather or a grandfather, I'm not even talking about someone from the streets, can a grandfather or the great grandfather not come and challenge the paternity of his grandson or daughter? Supposed grandson or daughter, maybe after
okay.
the death of
The son.
the son.
Just
yes.
like I said earlier.
Without any written will, without any written instruction from the late son.
As I said earlier, he will need to convince. I don't want to say convince the court,
Okay.
or convince any other person,
Okay.
what he intends to achieve, what he intends to gain. Because let's assume that the matter is before a court of law now, for instance.
Okay.
Now you will now have what they call local standard. Local
Okay.
standard. Local standard is what do you stand to lose above every other person? What do you stand to gain above every other person
Okay.
by pushing the court to grant this order for you?
Okay.
Now, what will you want the court to grant an order for paternity for you for?
Okay.
Is okay. Now you said, oh, you want to look whether this child can inherit the
My
late,
son.
can inherit my son's property.
Property here.
I will not see how you will have anything to lose or gain, because that child is a child of your son so long as they lived as man and wife.
Okay.
And they had a child in that, and because the law defines them, just like I said, the marriage I define them as children of marriage.
Children of marriage.
Yeah, didn't distinguish between those who are biologically given birth to,
Okay.
those who are adopted.
Adopted.
Yes, it doesn't
Okay.
distinguish between
The law does not distinguish.
between any of those.
Okay.
Yes, they are called children of marriage.
Oh.
Yes, it doesn't say it's children, biological children of marriage.
So can
So if you were to make such an application to say, I want to know if my child is the real, maybe for the sake of sympathy, let's assume, or the sake of, in case you now use force of arm to take over, let's say, your son's property, you now expect sympathy. Though they say, oh, this woman cannot go, but by law, that child is, except the man writes a will.
Except the man
Writes a will saying, if it is found that this child or any child was not biologically given birth to me, such a child should not inherit my property. If not, such a child can challenge and also get access to the property.
Okay, what about if there is a child outside that was given birth to outside the wedlock, like from another woman? Can the legal wife not challenge that child for paternity test?
No, okay, for paternity test.
Yes, if during the lifetime of the man, the man did not disclose to the legal wife that I have a child outside, or a woman, a girl gave birth to a particular child for me outside. The wife wasn't aware that the husband have a child outside. And after the death of the man, a woman just show up with a child. Can the legal wife not challenge that? No, it's not my husband's child because I'm not aware, and there was never a time my husband disclosed to me that he has another child outside those marriage.
Well, I don't think somebody will be a judge to say he has to disclose. If the man actually has been, let me use the word, maintaining that relationship outside, evidences, he has been sending money, he was there when the child was born, or he was there during the naming ceremony, or he has been playing parental role. Yes, parental role. Because it looks, because the law will look more to, when defining children of marriage, more to the role played other than a biological process.
Okay.
Yes, what biological process is important, but it didn't specifically mention biological process of giving birth. The role played, if you take this child as your child, then this child is your child over time. Yes, this child is your child. So now to call for a DNA, are you calling for DNA for every members of the family, including your children, or
yes, it will be including both the children of the legal wife
and
the children of the side chick. Yeah.
Just like I said, the only case where which was prominent and actually went through the court, and I believe was properly upheld by court, was the celebrated case of MK Abiola, who upon death, I believe, wrote a will that only his children should, all the women who said he has, because he has several children, all the people who said they have children for him should go for DNA test, and those who actually are found to be his biological children should be the one that will inherit his assets. And yes, and I believe in such a case, I learned well that those who were now found to be biological children after a DNA test now actually inherited. So, but I still want to go back to the first standard. If the man did not expressly put that in his will,
if the man did not expressly put
that in his will, then any other person who who is his child, who evidence is there to show that this man is actually the father of this place. No other person may be able to question it.
Not even the legal wife?
You may not be able to question it.
Okay.
May not be able to question it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means any woman can just come up after the death of a man, can just show up and say, your husband owes these children. These are your husband's kids, and you have to accept them. Because you said the law protects.
Yeah, if the man has been playing the role of a father, yes, to them, let her come with the evidence to show that this man has been playing the role of a father to
But
these children.
don't forget, this is a legal wife that was legally married in the house. Why the children outside are like illegitimate?
Well, there is nothing like illegitimate child under the Constitution.
Really?
Yes, there's nothing like illegitimate. All children are equal. No discrimination over circumstance of birth, whether you were born in a marriage or born outside the marriage, or born in a wedlock or born outside wedlock.
Okay.
All children are equal and they have equal rights.
So all children are
equal. Nothing like illegitimate
or
bastard or nothing like that. Those several decisions of court have come to say you shouldn't call somebody a bastard, shouldn't call somebody legitimate son, shouldn't call somebody a case system like the case system they have below. What's it called again? Osu. Shouldn't call somebody Osu that is below the rest in the society. Or we are all equal before the law.
Okay, so the law make all children
equal.
That directly the law protects the right of
all children, irrespective of circumstance of their birth, whether they were born in a traditional marriage or in a Christian marriage or Islamic marriage wedlock, or even outside wedlock. They are children and they are children, and they are not to be discriminated in any way. Yes.
It's nice having you in the studio today, Sarabet. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, man.
This will bring us to the end of today's episode of The Relationship Today. Please do us a favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and when you do, click the notification bell. You can be the first to be notified whenever we upload new video. See you next time on the next episode.